Hello friends and welcome to this presentation. In this presentation I'll be talking about the change management. Okay, first of all, what do we understand by change? Change is nothing but a shift or a transition of one state to another state. That's basically a change. What is a change management? Managing the change or the shift of one transition to the other transition is basically known as change management. Okay. Now, when we consider change management for an IT manager, we need to consider either an IT manager for an organization or IT manager for a IT project. Okay, we'll see the change management for an IT project, considering the responsibilities of IT manager, what he has to do. Okay. Now, first of all, as an IT manager, you need to identify what are the changes that can take place in your project and how you have to overcome those particular changes. Okay, first of all, what are the changes that an IT manager can have in his IT project? Okay, um, there could be five in particular changes that I think uh, which will take place in an IT project. The first one would be a mission change. The second one would be a strategy change. The third one could be a planning change, or an what do you call it could be an operational change. It could be a technological change, and last but not the least, change with respect to the behavior of your employees. Okay, first of all, we'll talk about the mission change. Okay, first of all, what's a mission? Mission is nothing but a set of goals that you have as a standard for your RT project. Okay, so what happens when there is a change in the mission? Okay, consider you've got a project for 10 weeks, and after 6 weeks, you realize that you have to make this particular change. You're moving from one platform to another platform. What happens because of that? You have to change your whole mission. So you've got another 4 weeks left, and in this particular 4 weeks, you need to change your mission. Okay, with regards to the mission, then you have to change your strategy. Strategies are nothing but what are the next step you have to do when you gotta change your mission. Okay, what will be your plan? Okay, you've got 4 weeks. How much each and every member of the project will be working on? How much time does he need to to implement this task, and how much time he needs to implement the other task? So these are nothing but the strategies. Okay, now we'll move on. We'll move on to the operations. Okay, consider the example of project which is running using a VB application. Now you're changing that particular thing to an ASP.NET application. Okay, what happens in this is when you change from one platform to another platform, you have to change all the diagrams. Like consider use case diagram, you've got the sequence diagram, you've got the DFDs. You have to change each and everything. So this particular effect is known as operational changes. You have to change your database, you have to change your queries with regards to the new mission and the new strategies that you'll be involving. So these are the operational changes. And being an IT manager, you have to be really careful when you're changing each and everything. One change will lead to other change in your documents. Okay. Now we'll move on to the next change which I talked about earlier, and that was the technological change. Okay. Now, as I took an example of the Ruby application earlier, if you're changing that platform to an ASP.NET platform, and you've got different versions of technologies, like for a VB.NET, you use Microsoft Visual Studio software. You've got different versions in it. Now you've got the latest one, which is Visual Basic 11. I was an IT manager for my previous project. We used it for Microsoft Visual Studio 11. Then we had some issues with it because it's a new software, new firmware. We had many bugs when we were debugging it, so we had to move from 2011 to 2008. So this is one of the technological changes. This plays a vital role in your project because you have to understand what technology you'll be using to make your project. So these are the some of the changes that you have to be really careful with when you're an IT manager of your company. Okay. Last but not the least, it's the behavior of the employees, the change in behavior. Like in week one, if you're doing any change, your employees might think, again, the IT manager, it's only the first week. If you're doing a change in the second, third week, and if you're keeping on changing in every week, your employees might think, okay, what sort of manager he is? He's changing each and everything. Every week we're coming up with something new. They wouldn't be able to concentrate. They wouldn't listen to you. What will you do in that case? Your project will get delayed because the employees think, now he's not very serious with the project, so we don't have to give him the files on time. So this will lead to many conflicts within the team. They wouldn't listen to the manager. So you have to be really careful in managing the employees or the team of your project. So these are some of the changes which are important considering the IT manager. So that's done for this presentation. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for the other presentations. Thank you very much.